Hello, this is Angelo with your Project Next Accelerator bonus, and this is Digital Growth Masterclass number 10. So today is going to be a short but very important masterclass, and I want to talk to you about three things. Number one, since we began this journey together, we are mostly focusing on mindset to support what you're learning through Project Next. But as I told you before, I'm going to give you, as we move along, a lot of insights on how to create, like better videos and how to make a difference with your webinars and so on, and how to complement what you're learning in Project Next. One of these things is that it is definitely much easier to put your microphone on a shirt rather than a t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. And also, another detail is that you might find that stripes do not look so well on camera. But I wanted to have like a fresh navy look, like a vacation look today. And also, I want to use this little detail to remind you one thing. I know that this microphone is not like perfectly placed right now. I know it. And I am making this masterclass regardless. This actually is one like test for me to prove to myself that I truly care about you and conveying my message to you right now, rather than having the perfect setting and the perfect multi-million-dollar studio like Tony Robbins has before I make my first video. This is very important. You need to care about the people that will be helped by your message more than anything else. So this is number one. Number two, I want to remind you that for most of us, especially for those of us who are in the Northern Hemisphere, this is like the last day of July and we're entering August, which you might consider as the vacation month, or the tranquility month, serenity month, or whatever. So I want to remind you one little thing. Do you remember talking about the three modes of operations, that you can put your whole life in three modes? The launch mode, that like you're working like 110%. You have your glide mode where you're doing, let's say, business as usual, and then you have your Zen mode. And I want to talk a little bit more about Zen mode today. And I want to remind you that Zen mode is like, the pit stop in Formula One. You're still racing, you still have your destination in mind, but you recognize to yourself that, like lowering a gear, or setting yourself in a more tranquil mode is actually serving you, because you lower your productivity, but you raise your creativity. And also, you put yourself in a state where you can create lots and lots and lots and lots of magic moments with your loved ones, because this is what life is all about, even though we're talking about creating digital products and starting a new business and so on most of the time. I mean, finally, we should get it right. So remember, if you want to put yourself on Zen mode, it does not mean that you dismiss yourself from the picture because you were so stressed before that you want to forget about everything, because this does not serve you. You will literally lose momentum, and then you will invest the next few months to start, putting yourself into gear again and into the mindset of succeeding with your projects. Zen mode has this subtle difference where you actually have your destination in mind, but you recognize to yourself that it is absolutely normal, it is absolutely acceptable. You absolutely deserve to be on a better setting, maybe in a five-star hotel in a beautiful island in Greece or something like that, or one of my, like dream places to be, a sailboat somewhere in the Aegean Sea. So that's about it. Okay, and talking about that, I want to talk to you about a very important project of mine that I actually failed miserably this year. So, a few months back, I created a very important project for me, which I called Operation Tranquilo. And the goal for Operation Tranquilo was for me to be, for the first time ever, for 3 whole months somewhere in the Aegean, island hopping from island to island. And for the 2 months, I will be keeping track of my projects and talking to my team and everything. But for the last month, August, I will be completely dismissed from the picture. And let me remind you this. One of, let's say, my core destinations, my core goals is to put myself in the business quadrant. So let me briefly remind you that there is the quadrant of the employee, the solopreneur, the investor, and the business owner. Okay, so this is the cash flow quadrant, as Robert Kiyosaki says, but to me, this is the mindset quadrant. Okay, so this is a brief reminder. So I definitely know that I want to put myself here. I don't really care about becoming an investor right now. I know I definitely want to move this way if I want to grow financially and at the same time leverage my time. So I know that. But I have decided I want to be in the business quadrant, which means that the business can run smoothly and perfectly without my presence, without the need of, calling Angelo and asking for this, that, or the other. Okay, so I'm getting there. I know that. But I failed to create this to succeed in this project of Operation Tranquilo. But let me tell you this. I knew from the beginning that succeeding in Operation Tranquilo this year was virtually impossible. Let me repeat that again. A few months back, I set a goal that I knew it was virtually impossible. Why? Why did I do it? Why did I set a goal to island hop all around Greece or all around Aegean, since I knew it was virtually impossible? Even if I was 100% in the business quadrant, and even if everything was set right, there was still, like the coronavirus um, lockdowns or mini lockdowns that we could have or have had in the past in some Greek islands and so on, that could ruin my plans. So why did I do it? Because let me tell you this. Let me give you another example which is easier for you to grasp, because as Jim Rohn used to say, we always start with finances because it is so easy to measure, right? Say $1,000, $2,000, immediately you get the difference. So if you set a goal for $1 million, okay, this becomes your Everest. So if what you want to achieve is $1 million, this becomes your top. And once you do that, you put yourself in a state that you will hardly ever create ideas and partnerships and solutions to make $10 million. This is what differentiates people who do not care so much about the succeeding in a goal like me and growing as much as possible. So by creating a goal that was virtually impossible for me, and I also didn't have any resistance of failing at it, I put myself in the state of most growth. So every day I was doing my best to make Operation Tranquilo happen, even though I knew it was virtually impossible, and I've reached to a place where Operation Tranquilo is almost certain next year. Isn't that amazing? Maybe If I was going, like for 2 weeks or 3 weeks this year and 5 weeks next year and this, that, or the other, for me to do the whole 3 month plan could have taken me, I don't know, like 10, 20 years. And this is the huge difference. Always, always go for more than what you really want. Always set a goal that truly matters to you, even though it sounds seemingly impossible right now. Elon Musk wants to go to Mars, and Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos just, like went outside the atmosphere, let's say, and into space and so on. Not because it was easy to do and they knew how to do it, and it was like a 1 or 2 year plan to, like just push a few buttons, send some money there, and it's done. No, they actually had no idea how to do it, but they knew what they wanted to do. So this is like the first um, point when you want to create like a new plan for your future as you are vacationing and as you're relaxing. Because as you're relaxing, you will find out that at some point, if you truly care about some things like I do, inspiring humanity, helping people express their best, as you're vacationing and as you're relaxing, at some point, your mind is so relaxed, has, like, was so energized from the relaxation that immediately you get hints of inspiration. And this is what I want for you during your Zen mode this August. If this is a month, if this is your month of vacationing or relaxing, I want you to remember that always go for what you truly want and not what you think you can achieve. And forget about everything else. Stop playing small. Stop playing small even with your vacation. Stop thinking that, if I go for like 2 weeks vacation instead of one, my productivity for the whole year will be even lower. Yes, it could be, but your creativity and your opportunity to create new amazing things, even in the existing project, can skyrocket. Let me tell you this little example and let me finish by that. A week ago, maybe you've noticed I've created one of my shots of inspiration was about it, that I visited Crete, and I was in the mountains of Crete visiting like the oldest olive tree, which is between 3 to 5,000 years old, right? So, as I was at the boat to Crete, and we left Piraeus port, and it was very early in the morning, and I thought, maybe I take a little nap so that I wake up at about, I don't know, 9 o'clock, and have my coffee and discuss with the very few people traveling with me and so on. What happened? As I was relaxing on the boat, I got an inspiring thought regarding one of the projects that I had at that point. And I thought to myself, wow, why didn't I think of that before? Why didn't I think of this simple detail that will improve the performance of that project? And the answer is because I was on business as usual. And this is what happens. Your efficiency let's say you have a factory, right? You can take your factory to 100% efficiency and run like this for years and years, maybe decades. And you might say, wow, whatever I produce, I sell. And I have managed through these years of operations, I have managed to make this factory so efficient that not one, screw or not one little bolt is lost. But you know what? You are probably missing the opportunity to double the production levels by doing, some other shifts and maybe changing one of your machines that is outdated and so on, or maybe improving the software that manages the whole thing. So efficiency is many times the reason why you're not as creative as possible to go, for your moonshots, to go for what you really want and not what you think you deserve or you think you can do right now. So this year, more than ever, take charge of your vacation and your tranquility and your zen as well. Create your own Operation Tranquilo and say to yourself, I really have a goal even for the level of stillness and calmness and inspiration that I will reach this August. Okay, this is as simple as it gets. It might sound, as I said before, counterintuitive, and it might sound that you're going against the current of productivity. But genius does not go well with productivity. This is the difference maker. Give yourself a chance to relax your mind, to take your mind to the level that your genius will appear in front your very eyes. So, I wish you the best August ever. I wish you to make the most of every single moment on your vacation. I wish you to truly put like your first priority to create amazing magic moments with your loved ones. And always remember, the moment that you find this stillness, this calmness in your mind, this is the moment that you will get in tune with your genius. And this is the moment that all the answers that you've been looking for during the past few months will appear in front your very eyes. So talk to you next week with the next masterclass. Ciao, ciao.